here. Like, you just changed up everything. I'm supposed to say, oh, that hurt. I know that hurt.
That's cool.
I know that hurt. I'm just supposed to sit here and act like business as usual. You just changed up the whole little script.
You ready?
I thought we already started.
You can push those stuff.
Now we good though.
Yeah.
You already got the shot.
Yeah.
How you get the shot? We ain't did nothing yet.
Because I just need a still shot. I'm going to go in.
I play all day. It's like at what point? You want to be serious right now? Okay. All right. No, it's not.
I'm just add this as a blooper. That's all.
Don't have this. Don't just leave this out.
To our story. When you... I play all day because I just told him that's what you do. And now they about to see.
I'm going to edit this one. All right.
Let me check your teeth. You good? Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, family. I'm Joe.
And I'm Amani. We got to do it again. I'm sorry.
Welcome back, family. I'm Joe.
And I'm Amani. And this is
Love Out Loud with the Dews. We want to thank you all for the continuous support in our videos, the likes, the comments, just the engagement overall.
Yes, thank you guys.
If you're new here, we are the Dews, and our mission is to just help spread love.
Yes.
So, this episode is going to be a little bit different, but you guys are going to greatly enjoy it, so stay tuned. Mrs. Dew.
Yes.
I want to know your perspective on love as it pertains to people in relationships. I think we should title this episode, Do You Love Me, Do You Love Me Not? And I want you to give your perspective to the people on signs of if a man loves a woman.
Okay. I think love is action first, and then love is words. I think love is shown, and I think sometimes people get lost in lust. So close to love, yet so far away. I think a lot of people get lost in lust, and I think a lot of people get lost in what they would want something to be. But a big thing about men is men are pursuers. They are going to pursue you. So if a man is not actively trying to get with you, if they're not actively hitting you up to spend time with you, if they're not actively hitting you up to be in your presence, to learn about you, to talk to you, to tell you about them, they're not interested. Men are very vocal. They're very physical. And they are very in your face when they're interested. You won't have no
doubt
at all if they're interested in you, if they want to move forward, if they want to pursue you. And I think some people get caught up in the want of that person, but not necessarily in watching what that person's actions are. You could like somebody all day, but if a guy is not pursuing you, he's not interested. You can contort yourself and try to become everything that you think he wants you to be, but if that guy is not interested in you, it's not gonna work anyway. So I think love is an action first, and then I think it's verbal right directly after. It's not always just what the words are, because words are very lightweight until action is put behind it. So I think it's action first and then it's words.
The Bible say love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. And I think that if somebody is dishonoring you in the fact of not honoring your time, that's a far example to say to you that they don't want you. Because it does not take nobody 2, 3 weeks, 2 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours, 2 days to respond to a text, call, want to see you, and just be in your presence. So if they're not trying to be in your presence or make themselves known to you, they don't want you.
And it's effort. Like, if somebody want to be with you, they're going to pursue you. They're going to want to be with you. I think from the conversations that I've had with a lot of women is they're like, well, I think he's interested. If you don't know, the answer is no. I have never had a guy interested in me that was not actively pursuing me. It just doesn't happen that way. They are creatures of habit. They want you. They're going to come after you. They're going to do the things. So if they're not doing the things, they're not interested. And that's okay. But just recognize the signs and then be willing to move on. It doesn't matter what you do or how you contort yourself. If he's not interested, he's not going to be interested in you.
I agree. What would you say to women who lusting after somebody who you can see that they don't love them?
I think it starts from within. I think you have to love yourself a little bit more. And I think it is realizing when that person does not want you, but you are comfortable to them or you are convenient for them, because that's a big thing. And look at the steps. Like, when we were, getting back together, there were steps. Like, you were actively pursuing me. We were moving towards, being engaged and then moving towards getting married. Even when we were dating before, you were actively pursuing me. Like, we were moving towards being together. We were moving towards all of these things. So I think paying attention to those, it's not going to take someone 2 months, 5 months, 10 months, a year to be able to say, like, hey, I like you and I think we should, move forward. It don't take that long. So if a guy is taking that long to be able to tell you that he's interested in you, he's not. It don't take that long. And the thing is, we were just talking about this earlier, that life is too short to sit around and wait for you to become someone's person. It don't take that long for them to figure it out. So if you don't love yourself enough, then you have to. I think it starts there. I think it starts with the self-love first, and then that radiates out to being a better person.
So what does self-love look like? What is some things that you do for yourself if you love yourself? And what are some things that's negative to yourself that's hindering self-love that people may not identify and you can help them identify?
I put myself over everything else. Like your granddad said, you got to take care of number one, and number one is you. If I am no good, then I can't be good for anyone else. So when I put myself at the top of every list, then I know I have to be happy. I have to be this. I have to be met. So when I take care of myself, now I'm able to pour into other people. So self-love to me looks like making sure I am able to operate in my best self and whatever that looks like to me, whether that's physical, whether that's emotional, spiritual, that's going to the gym or just taking care of myself. I think self-love starts there first, and then you're able to pour out. And how you know, what was your second question?
How do you know if you self-sabotaging?
Yourself? It's your goal is not being met. And when your goal is not being met, but you keep making excuses for it, you are self-sabotaging.
Elaborate.
If you
Give some examples.
Okay. If you are if you want to work out more, if you want to be more physically fit, but every time it comes time to do it, you don't, and then you make excuses for it, that's self-sabotage. If you are interested in someone, but they're not showing any interest in you, and you continue to pursue them, that's self-sabotage.
What's interest though? Because some people may say, oh, because they call me or they talk to me at this point in time.
It depends on what your goal is for the relationship, because
they want to find a husband. That's the
okay
goal.
Well, if you want to find your husband, then you're looking for somebody who's interested in finding a wife. So if you're having conversation with them and it's in depth, you're getting to know them, they're getting to know you, you're spending time together, you are moving toward and taking the steps towards marriage. And if you are interested, there should be a timeline on it. Like, within 2 years, I want to be this. I either want to be married or engaged or whatever. And you should be meeting those timelines and those deadlines of what you have. A lot of people get stuck because people promise them things that don't actually exist. Or they promise them that, oh, we'll get engaged or we'll get married. If you are dating someone and you are just making enough to make it every single month, and they're not doing anything to actively change their financial status, y'all not gonna have a $40,000 wedding. It's not in the cards. So if they're waiting for $40,000 to be able to give you a dream wedding, but they're not doing anything to change the financial status so that can happen, that is a red flag, because we're not getting married. There's nothing that's changing that is making this a reality. So if you're watching them work just enough, not to discredit anybody who's working just enough to pay the bills, because you're paying the bills, but if you're watching them, if you're living check to check with them, and they say, I really want to get married to you, but I want to give you the wedding of your dreams, and I know that's going to be $40,000, but we don't have that right now, and they don't actively do something with their time to try to get to that $40,000 as quickly as possible, it is a dream. And then you'll spend your entire life not meeting that goal because they never actively did anything. You never actively did anything. And y'all was waiting for something that nobody was planning for that couldn't happen.
So they're just comfortable in the moment.
For sure. And a lot of people get caught there. I mean, if you want to get married, it really doesn't matter your financial status. You can go right to the courthouse and get married. You don't have to have $100,000, $150,000, $200,000.
Man, we planned our wedding in 30 days.
We planned our wedding in 30 days. So if you're with someone 3, 4, 5, 7, 10, 16, 25 years, and they still talking about, well, I'm just trying to get the money together to be able to marry you, or whatever their excuse is, it has to come to a point where if you aspire to be married, is this going where you want it to go? And how long will you stay on the road that's not going the way that you want to go? It's going further and further. Y'all lives are getting more and more intertwined. You're spending more and more time together. It's getting more and more comfortable. You feel more and more comfortable with not going the other way or starting fresh or starting over. And it's like, how long am I going to do this if I want to get married and start a family and build a family with someone in unity, and you're not doing anything to take us there? It comes to the point where you don't want to get married.
It's kind of like you giving up on life, for real. You giving up on a life that you know you should have.
For sure.
Because you at the point where I love this person this much that I'm willing to put everything I ever thought of growing up to the wayside to make sure he good, because I don't want to leave him or I don't want to leave her. Like, at some point you got to say that, nah, I deserve more than this, I deserve better than this, and I'm going to go get it, because life is full of abundance. You just got to seek it. Like, it's plentiful. And I'm gonna say this too, as a woman, it may not be nothing wrong with you. You just may not be for that man. And that is okay. I don't care. Like, I've met
a man that wants you gonna step every time.
I've met a few great women in my life that I have dealt with prior to being married, and it was nothing wrong with them. It was me. You know the old saying when they say it ain't you, it's me. And for me, that was the truth. It wasn't them. I didn't want them to be nothing different.
For sure.
They just wasn't the person for me.
Can relate.
And I had to let them know that, like, don't change nothing about you. The right man is going to come for you. It's just not me. And I needed to let them know that because I didn't want them to be something that they were not supposed to be and miss out on their blessing. Because they met me and I was in a place that they wasn't for me. I believe that if you are someone like that has A, B, and C characteristics, you need somebody that has A, B, and C characteristics that you should marry. Because a person that has D, E, F characteristics, they gonna, and if you ABC and you trying to marry a D, E, F, it's never gonna work. And it's not going to work because y'all two totally different people. What they looking for and what they need, you do not possess.
And I watch so many people try to contort themselves to become something that they think somebody will like. If you not they type, you not they type. And the thing is, it's in here.
Yep.
The stuff that's in here, you can't fake it.
Nope.
You can't become it.
Nope.
You can't make it up. You can't think your way to it. Can't watch a movie on it.
No matter how many hairstyles, no matter how many surgeries. It does not matter.
It's in here.
Yeah.
It's in here. And I watch so many people who try to become things that's not in here. That's not in here. Because you think that's what the person wants. But this is one of the greatest things about men is they know what they want. Now, one of the other things is they will keep somebody around that they're not 100% interested in. The reason why he won't move forward is because he feel like he just ain't met the one just yet. Mm-hmm. Like, you cool,
but you ain't it.
Like, you real cool. Like, you're not bad. You're not bad. You just not it. You're just not it to him. So when people are dating or engaged 5, 10, 15, 20 years, it's probably because you cool. You cool. You just not it.
You will be a great settle
to somebody, but you will be great to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
To somebody, you gon' change their world.
Yep. Because you have everything you need.
Because you're amazing.
Yep.
Because you're amazing.
Yep.
So to somebody, you're going to be
it.
Life changing.
Yep.
It.
Yep.
But sometimes we pursue people that don't feel that about us. Yep. And that's why I see a lot of people get stuck is they end up in long situationships.
Then you add the kids to the situation.
Yeah.
And you know you weren't supposed to be there. That man or that woman showed no interest to you and you laid up there and you had kids with them. And now it's like y'all intertwined for life. And in that same sense, it's like now you got to deal with the fact that every time you see this kid, you got to live with the fact that the kid wasn't a mistake, but the things you did with the parent or that person was a mistake and it brought the kid on.
For sure.
So now it's like you got to realize you really got to get over that. You really got to forgive yourself. You really need to identify that you in the pig pen before the kid happens.
For sure.
So all you got is memories that you could detach from to go somewhere else. It's harder when you have a kid. I don't have any, but I've been around a lot of people who have stayed for the kid. It does not work.
I'm going to help you. Going back to the question you started with in the beginning. Love looks like effort. Love looks like effort. It looks like trying. It looks like pursuing. It looks like intention. It looks like thoughtfulness. It looks like forgiveness. It looks like communication. It looks like patience. It looks like education. It looks like honor. It looks like respect. It looks like
dignity.
Passion. It looks like dignity. It looks like
integrity.
It looks like effort. Yep. Most importantly, it looks like effort. Not most importantly, but it looks like effort.
Yep. You will know.
You will know. And if you don't,
you still know. You just choose not to see.
You still know.
And at some point, you gotta stop settling. Like in life, you gotta stop settling, because when you settle is where you find yourself with the less than.
For sure.
And when you with the less than, you realize, and then now you mad at yourself or you mad at your life because you settle for the less than. You deserve better. You deserve love. You deserve to be with somebody who actually genuinely cares about you.
Yeah.
You deserve somebody that can think about something that you need before you even say it. You deserve that. I don't care who told you different. They lied to you.
Yeah.
I don't care where your life is now, what it looks like, what you've been through. You deserve better, and the better is waiting on you.
Forgive yourself and move on. Like, the quicker you can identify where you are and what's going on. If you're talking to someone or dating someone and you all had deadlines in place, like, we want to be married by this, or we want to be engaged or married or whatever by this date. If you have gone past that date, it's time to have another conversation, because it's time to get back on the same page of why we went past the date. Why are we not moving forward the way that we agreed? And then you decide how long you want to put up with that.
Yep.
Ultimately, everything is your choice. This person can tell you year after year after year after year after year until you're blue in the face that they're going to marry you. And if you decide to stay there year after year after year after year, that is a conscious decision. It didn't happen to you. You can't be a victim if they keep telling you that you were a willing participant. You were a willing participant. They told you
own
something.
your decision.
Yeah.
Own it. You okay with the life that you have, and if that man or that woman never decide that they want to marry you or be faithful to you or not be abusive to you. Like, all of these things are common efforts in which people with integrity and dignity, wholesome people, understand that you should not do. And if they decide to continue to dishonor you in any of those ways, you decide if you want to be there or not. You make that decision. I don't care if it's kids involved or not, or whatever is involved. You can decide that you want better for yourself, because you have to take care of number one, and number one is you.
At all times. At all times. I have to take care of me first before I can take care of anybody else. And I've just watched so many people in different situations where people have promised to marry them for year after year after year, and then they get into one disagreement. The person like, see, that's why I wasn't gonna marry you. And it's like, if that will change how you feel, you shouldn't get married anyway, because you would never gonna make it. If that situation that happened made you feel like that, you wanted to retract all that, then it's best to probably move on anyway.
And if you are in that space, then we have videos that's already recorded in our playlist, whether it's under Faith or under Foundation. You will find videos to help you get past it.
And you can find better.
Yep.
I talk to so many people who feel like
it's over.
It's over. This is the best I'm gonna get. But I got children. But I'm not my ideal weight. But I don't have my ideal job. Like, why would anybody want to be with me? And it's like, you're not with nobody right now.
Nah.
You're not with anyone right now. My
question I pose to you, if there's somebody dealing with this right now, if you are an ABC characteristic person and you dealing with somebody who DEF, right? Let's say that person, the opposite person that you staying with, you've been with, that comes home tonight with the person that their it person. They finally found their it. What are you going to do? Because you knew a long time ago that this man or this woman did not love you, and that they were settling and y'all was just cohabitating together. So if they come
and having times,
I
was having times.
Yes. And if they come and say, you know what, this was fun, you knew that this wasn't going nowhere, I finally found my person, and they decide to end it, what are you going to do? What are you honestly going to do? You need to have that conversation with yourself, because it can happen.
And so many people spend so much time. That's my biggest thing, because time is the one thing we cannot get back.
Time is the most important thing on this earth.
We cannot get it back. So it's like, how can somebody get
the most expensive thing we have is
5 to 10 years out of me promising me things they do not deliver? I only get one life. I only get to be here one time.
And you gotta make it purposeful. You have to. And putting up with somebody who don't really love you, God ain't intend that for you. He didn't. And you can't change nobody either. You need to get that. I need you to hear me when I say this. You cannot change anyone. They have to want to change for themselves.
And you can't love them there. You can't love bomb them there. You're not about to love them into a changed person.
No. They are who they are.
They are who they are.
Until they see different and want better for themselves, they're going to be who they always been.
And I say this with love.
Yes.
I say this with love. And it's because I have so many amazing, I know so many amazing women. So many amazing women that are in jacked up situations.
What are they offering you? Because at some point you got
convenience.
Okay, convenience of what?
Yes.
How is that over everything else?
No.
But okay, so if sex is here, if that's the convenience that you have,
it's not even that. Like, we're friends.
How are you friends? That man don't care nothing about you.
But he do. Like, we cool. Like, if I had a flat tire, he'd come change it.
Is he really? Do you know how many men that have paid me to come change a tire because they ain't know how?
Yeah, but like, mine will come change. I mean, they'll pay somebody. They'll pay somebody to come change it, though. They care about me.
Man, I'm gonna say this too. You gotta stop thinking that somebody spent money means that they care. Mm-hmm. Because money is nothing. Like,
and some people not attached to it. They just not attached to it. That's not a thing.
Most people aren't attached to money.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Especially when you are living in the purpose of money is attracted. Like, money is attracted to us, right? So it's not like, and I don't say that trying to brag. It's just the fact that understanding that when you live in a purposeful life, money is going to be attracted to you. It's going to flow because you're in the flow, right? And understanding that we don't look at money the same way most people look at money, because we understand it. So, but it's a lot of people who don't look at money the way you may look at the money. They may have their own outlook on it, and in them having their own outlook on the money, they will happily spend it.
For sure. Happily,
because if all they gotta do is
spend $120,
no problem. They're never emotionally tied to anything because they're just spending the money. Mm-hmm. I told a guy this one day. I said, he said, man, he said, I think women got it easier than men, and he got to listen all the stuff that men got to do. I said, no, women got it way harder than men. I said, all we have to do is pay for stuff. Like, they got to bear children. They got to, of course, we both do household duties, but it's like whether it goes from like a place of women roles and things, it's most
like
likely,
nurturing,
and cleaning and all of that stuff. It's most likely you on the women to do so. I say all we gotta do is make them feel safe and provide. That's it, for real. That's easy. If all I gotta do is make the money to be able to pay for stuff, I'll take that over being a woman any day. What? Y'all have periods. What? So, like,
no, for real. So this is really out of love.
Always
out of love.
from a place of love. We don't know how to come from nowhere else but love. For sure.
We
want the best for you.
Yeah. And I want to see you find your person. Like, I want to see you wake up every day with your person, with the love of your life. Like, whatever situationship that you're in, we got to figure out how to get out of that situationship. And that's what we were talking about earlier. The tie that you have from sleeping with people.
Yeah, that's why the Bible say don't do it till you married. Because
you tie yourself to them and it builds a connection with them. And then when you have a child, you deepen that connection. And the whole time the connection wasn't even supposed to be there. Mm-hmm. So it's cursed. Mm-hmm. So it's like you're going through these terrible situations with them because you weren't ever supposed to be in that situation with them in the first place.
Yeah.
And it's like, as soon as you realize, like, oh, this is why all of this is happening, you have to leave the situation.
Yeah.
I see so many people who stay in situations that they're not supposed to be in because of comfort. They're comfortable. This person knows me. You know, we stay at the same house. Like, they help me pay the bills. Like, they know my family. You know, I don't want to start over. I see this all the time.
Your family don't like the person because they don't like.
Or they don't know them.
Or because they don't like the way your family is.
If you really told your family what you go through, they wouldn't like them either. I was telling you this earlier. The reason why people like whoever you're dating is because every time you go to tell somebody about them, you hide the truth. You leave out exactly what you're going through. And when you leave out exactly what you're going through, it's because you are embarrassed or ashamed of what you are going through. Because if somebody told you that, you would tell them that they shouldn't be in that situation.
But since it's you,
and you know you shouldn't be in that situation, and now you're ashamed that you're in that situation, you start taking things out. So I tell people, you want to know a red flag? When somebody asks you about what's going on in your relationship or how you doing, and you go to tell them something and you start to leave things out, things that are uncomfortable with somebody you know and trust, but you leave things out, things that would make them uncomfortable, things that would make them look at that person differently, things that would make them
kind of judge you.
Yes. If you start to do those things, that's a red flag. If you're talking to somebody you know, love, and trust, and they're asking about your happiness, about your safety, and you start to leave out facts, it's because you know you're in a situation that you should not be in.
Yep.
And when that happens, when somebody asks you something and you go to answer, but you start to leave out things, that's a red flag to yourself that I need to change the situation that I am in. I need to get out of this situation. I need to do something different.
Because it means me no good. And what I mean by judge is that the fact that they going to come from a place of love and ask you questions. By you being on the fence, you're going to think it's judgment. But it's really not judgment. They just love you enough to ask you questions. They love you enough to see if you are right. They love you enough to see how long it's been going on. They love you enough to say, why are you still dealing with this person? Those are questions that people come from a place of love ask you because they want to know, like, how can they help? But when you close yourself off and shut yourself down, you don't leave no room for love to really help you.
And you feel like you're going through it by yourself. And I think sometimes people feel like they're the only person experiencing this, which what I learned is a lot of times when you talk about some of the different things you're going through, people can say, oh, I've been in a situation like that, and this is where it ended up. And if you let wisdom be your teacher,
let wisdom be your tutor,
then you don't have to let experience be your teacher.
Yes.
So if someone is able to say, or look at the situationships around you, like if your auntie and your uncle been together for 25 years and every couple years they talk about they're gonna get married, it's like at some point you got to look at the situationships around you and be like, okay, I don't want to be like that.
I don't want that.
I don't want to be like that. So it's like, now what can I do differently in my situation so I don't end up like that? And that's how you don't formulate the same habits that the generations before you have done or the generations around you have done. You have to look at the situations around you and say, okay, I like what's going on there. Not saying I want their relationship, but I like what's going on there. I don't like what's going on there. So what can I do to get closer to this? And work to make those steps and put the plans in place to be able to get there.
Model after what you want to be.
Yes.
That's what everything in life. Model after everything you want to be.
Yes.
If you like the way someone is moving, posture yourself to think like them, move like them, and be like them.
Yep.
Pick up the same habits that they have.
Yep. And get people around you that you can trust. Like, find somebody that you can trust and actively tell them with an open heart, with them having an open heart, what is going on. So maybe they can give you some words of advice, or maybe they can help you, you know, in the situation or get out of the situation that you're in.
I I feel this in my spirit too. If you somebody that's in a domestic violence relationship, I need you to hear me. That man or that woman should not be beating on you. That's not love. Nobody can make you do anything that you do not want to do. And if they are beating on you, then they have a fear of themselves. They are uncomfortable with themselves, so they try to take their aggression out on you. They will never be right until they get right with themselves. And I don't want you to continue to be a victim. So I need you to leave that situation, because it's a mental issue that they have with themselves. They don't love themselves.
And you can't love them there.
They do not love themselves. If a person who is abusive to somebody else don't even love themselves,
they don't have no room to love you.
They don't have none to love you.
None.
So I need you to exit as fast as you can.
Please.
And don't look back.
Yep.
Don't look back.
Yep.
Exit as fast as you can. If you're not going to do it for you, do it for whoever else is attached to you and who loves you.
That cares about you. Yep.
You have to leave. It is not safe. You know it's not safe. How many times do they have to continue to beat on you before you think that this is the last time that it may be able to happen?
Yeah.
And
I understand it's not easy. I understand it's not easy.
Nothing in this world that's worth having or accomplishing is easy. None of it is. Yeah. You have to get comfortable with doing the hard things.
And it's a learning experience too. Not just speaking about the domestic violence portion, but in addition to. But being in relationships too is a learning experience.
Yep.
Because
love don't look like
you
that. You
learn what it is that you want. Like, okay, I like this. I don't like that.
Yep.
The biggest thing is when you find something that you know you don't want, you have to then either voice it and give it an opportunity to be fixed, or you have to leave the situation.
Yep.
Because
they're either going to fix it or they're not. Mm-hmm. And they have the option to do either or. Mm-hmm. But whichever side they decide to stay on, you can make the decision on if that's the side that you want to continue to be on. It's that simple.
And you don't have to stay there. I see so many people sit in situations that they do not have to be in.
You're going to be okay.
You will be fine.
You're going to be okay.
Fine. Fine. This too will pass.
Yep. And you're going to look back and thank yourself for making that decision.
Yes. Yes. So that's really near and dear to my heart, is finding a way to love yourself and finding a way to love yourself above everything else. The longer you are in a situation that you're not supposed to be in, the more ties are going to create themselves to hold you there.
And if you need help with that, this is a prayer that you need to pray to God for. Lord, give me the wisdom and discernment to understand everything that is of you and what's not of you. And in doing so, pay attention to every single thing that happens from that point forward. When I say every single thing, I mean every single thing.
Gonna make it clear.
I don't care if it's a sign on a bus stop. I don't care if it's a sign on the side of a car. It is going to be clear. Nothing happens by coincidence. So when you say that prayer, God is going to reveal it to you. Mm-hmm. Every single thing.
And you will be fine.
Move accordingly.
You will be fine. Move as though you know you are going to be okay.
Yep. And stop worrying. Stop thinking what is not going to be.
Please.
What if it doesn't happen?
Mm-hmm. And really, you don't have anything right now.
You don't.
I see so many people holding on to situations that's really nothing. It's nothing.
I think now my perspective on that, I believe people just scared to be alone. I think people, like especially older women too, I think they scared that they're going to die alone. And that's the reason why they decide to just hold on to a piece of somebody. And to me, I never understood that concept, because to me, I feel as though you don't love yourself enough that you're willing to hold on to a piece of something. Like, at what point do you value yourself enough to say, no, if I can't have all, or I don't want none of it? Because you deserve all of it.
And then you just tolerate the way somebody treats you. You just tolerate the way that they decide to deal with you. You just tolerate whatever situation and predicament they put you in. And it doesn't get easier. I've seen people in long situationships, and the longer you're with someone, the more life is going to life.
Yep.
They gonna get sick. Then they mama gonna get sick. Then they daddy. Then they gonna y'all gonna have a kid together. Then you gotta stay for that. And then they gonna lose their job. Then you gonna lose yours. All the situations that life is normally going to do, normally, you're gonna be with this person, and now it's gonna create more bonds and trauma bonds with y'all together. So now you're gonna feel even more, well, I've been with them through this and I've been with them through this. Yeah, but y'all ain't.
Let me ask you this question. What if all them things that you've been through them with, you weren't even supposed to go through them with? What if everything that, the storms that was assigned to that person, you was on a boat and you weren't supposed to be? And the fact that you weren't supposed to be on a boat, you experienced all of their storms. And if you decided to leave a whole lot earlier, or not even been in that situation in the first place, you would have never experienced it. What would you do then? What would you do then if you knew that your boat, the seat that your boat is on is clear skies, but yet you don't want to ride your own boat, you want to be on someone else's, and they're going through a storm. The storms that's assigned to their life. In a
storm, everything around them is in disarray. Everything around them is in disarray, and you like, I'm gonna get on this boat with you. And they not pulling any closer to you. They not like, oh, you've been here all this time. Let's get married. Let's move forward. I want to spend my life with you. They like, I got a lot going on right now.
They actually mad that you with them. They actually mad the fact that you here and they going through all of this, because it's like they gotta be mad at somebody, and you just the collateral damage because you just around in the vicinity. It got nothing to do with you. They don't love themselves because they got their own issues that they dealing with.
And you can't love them there.
You gotta love them from afar.
There. You can't love them to getting to where you are. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. I have this conversation a lot with people who are like, but you don't understand. He's just got so much going on, and I just want to be there to support him. And it's like, cool.
That's not your assignment.
Call him and check on him in a few weeks.
It's not your assignment. I need you to hear me. That has nothing to do with you. You're allowing it to take precedent over your life, and it's not for you. That's why the things that don't work out, because it's not for you. That's their own problems. Whatever lesson they have to learn is supposed to be dealt with them, not you. But if you continue to take on those lessons that was for them, now you gotta go through the test with them. But it wasn't your lesson to learn.
Yep. And don't talk about like all the extra storms that they'll just pull you into because you're just there.
Now you stressed out and bothered over some stuff that has nothing to do with you.
Losing sleep, mad at night, crying, fighting. And you wasn't even supposed to be there in the first place. This man showed you months ago, years ago, that he did not want to be with you. But you just were there. I mean, and it was cool. And y'all was comfortable and kicking it. And you was dealing with all the stuff that he was putting you through.
Man, we really do hope this helped.
Leave that man.
I told y'all this was going to be a little different. I just felt it in our spirit to really get on camera and give this message out.
Leave that man.
And Lord, I come to you now. I give you thanks for what you've done. I give you thanks for the words that you gave us to speak to your people. I pray that they hear us like they never heard you before, Lord, and that they move accordingly to the path that you set for them. It is in my name of Jesus we give thanks and we say amen.
Amen. And I pray you find the person assigned to you. I pray that somebody is able to, you meet somebody and they are just, they exceed your expectations beyond belief. Like you feel safe, you feel heard, you feel understood, you feel acknowledged.
And I pray you receive them.
Yes.
I pray that you understand that God set them for you and that you deserve it.
And understand that is going to be work.
Yes.
That's going to be work.
That's what the foundation videos are for.
Yep. And I pray you meet somebody who follows their word and does what they say they're going to do. And when they say they're going to do something, hold them to it.
Yep.
Hold them to it. If it's something they say that is bad, understand that they have said it and they have the potential to do it. So decide if you want to stay there and see that out. That's a threat. That's to an example for people who need examples. If they say they're going to do something that is bad, you decide if you're going to stay there to see that out. Because they left their mouth so it has potential to exist. And if they say they're going to do something good, hold them to that. Hold them to that. Hold them to their word. That is integrity. That's the only way you can that's the only way you can find out who somebody is when they say they're going to do something, they do it. Other than that, it's just lies. It's lies and false realities.
Yep.
It's lies and false realities. Somebody can promise you the world. They can say all the words. That's why I started off and I said it's action. It's action first. Because you have to do the things. You can do the things without saying it. But you have to do the things. You have to do the things. If not, you are just a person of words.
And I want to say this as well, right? If you're somebody that has been through some things and now you're working to find someone else for you, right? Understand that the situation that you just came from and the things that was done in that situation on both sides of both parties may be incorrect. So when you find this new person, be open to change. Be open to hearing your partner out because they may know different than you. They have different experiences than you. And the fact of the matter is you've been in a toxic relationship. So the way that you think is your judgment could be cloudy because of the situations and the experiences that you just came out of. So be open to hearing, be open to changing, be open to learning, be open to growing.
Be open to different.
Be open to different. New. Please. Because it's one thing to pray for your person and it's another one to receive them. And then when it's time for you to grow and become better and a changed person and a newer version of yourself, you're not willing to do that.
And sometimes you got to find somebody to be honest with. Like, I am that person for a lot of people. They can call me and be like, hey, this is what's going on. And I'll be like, that's crazy. Like,
and speaking of that,
but find somebody.
Amani is starting a Facebook group, Overly Ambitious Girl. If you are someone, describe exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah. If you are, and by girl I mean female, but it's called the Overly Ambitious Girl. And it is for the woman who is overly ambitious. They want the most out of life. They want, like, somebody's goal for their lifetime is this person's goal for a year. That's the overly ambitious girl. They want all of the things. They want the life, the love, the relationships. They want the everything, the materials, the home, the family. They want all of the things. And I'm creating a safe space for the overly ambitious girl to come share her thoughts, her dreams, her aspirations, her goals, where she won't be told, oh, that sounds crazy, or oh, that's too big, or your life is really good right now. Why would you try to go do all of that? I want to create a space for her because a lot of more times than not, I feel like the overly ambitious girl. And when I go to people and I tell people what my goals and my dreams are, a lot of times they try to suppress them, not from a
negative place, but out of fears of
Yes, not out of I don't think you can do it. It's more out of fears. They're projecting their fears onto me. And I really had to like understand that, because I used to be like, why would you say that? Like, but now I'm like, okay, you don't think you could do it.
Because they never seen that. They don't have the vision for it.
Yes. So it's like when I say things, sometimes people are like, oh, that's great. Like, you think you can do all that? And I'm like, wow, like you don't even have any idea of all the things I've already done.
Yep.
Like if I really sat and told you all the things I've already done, that would blow you away. So it's like when I tell you this, if that is your reaction, I can't even tell you all the stuff I've already done, because you wouldn't even be able to grasp it. So I'm creating a situation. I'm creating a safe space for the overly ambitious girl, the girl who has all of the dreams, all of the goals, and is going to work to get it, and is going to put in the work to get it. I am creating a space for her, and I'm excited.
Y'all all can share ideas, share methods, share motivation, share inspiration.
Yep. And if you, I really want it to be a space where like you can find another overly ambitious girl. Like she can hold you accountable.
Y'all can partner.
Y'all can partner together. Y'all can do things together. Multiple groups. Like I want it to be somewhere where you can take your dreams and ambitions, and somebody be like, oh, I've done something like that. Here, this is what I put together. This can help you get here. So that you can still meet your goal.
A team of women who want to see each other win.
All the time.
All the time.
And their goals are great.
Yep.
Their goals are purposeful. They're purposeful, they're focused, they're driven, and people who are self-motivated, but also like to work to have a team environment where they can have camaraderie and support.
A community. Yep.
It's called The Overly Ambitious Girl.
By the time this video come out, it'll be live on Facebook.
That's crazy. We're going to drop the link in the caption. So be prepared I'm sorry. I know that was a lot. Be prepared. If you join the group, I would love to have you. But be prepared for motivation, be prepared for encouragement. And I really want it to be a boisterous community. Like I feel like I'm in so many communities where like people don't talk to each other, and they don't try to get to know each other, or they don't try to like share ideas or share what they have to offer. And I think, when I join a lot of different webinars and stuff, people are always saying like, you have to bring something to the table. In order to be able to share with people or think about what you can offer them as well. I think that's very important too. You may not have everything that you need, but in this group, I want people to be able to come forth and help somebody get to the next step, so somebody can come forward and help you get to the next step as well. And then as we grow the group, it's just all of these people, all of these women who are just growing expeditiously in whatever they're doing, because somebody is able to say, I'm at level 8 and I can teach you at level 6 how to get to level 8. And it's like in me getting to level 8, somebody at level 10 can look at the person at level 8 and say, I can help you with that. That's something that I had to learn. That's something that I struggle with, or that's something that I'm really great at. I can show you how to get there. This is for the overly ambitious woman, the woman who in all of their friend groups or wherever they exist, the friend groups, work, family, wherever, they feel like their goals and ambitions are overly ambitious. And the people that you are around feel like your goals are overly ambitious, and you are trying to reach this astronomical thing that you feel is totally attainable. And there should be no reason why you shouldn't meet it. This group is for you. This group is for you.
So I'm excited to see the program. I'm excited to see the community grow.
Nobody in there is going to have anything negative to say about your big dreams. Nope. Nobody.
Nope.
Nobody. And if they have a resource or a way to be able to help you, they're going to help you.
We're going to really understand that love truly does exist.
Yes. That's what I need. That's what I want. They say if you want something and it doesn't exist, create it. And I need a community for the overly ambitious women that want to help other women and that receive help as well from those women in any type of way, whether that's motivational, emotional, whatever. Just being a resource, help, advocate, anything. I just want it to be a safe space for us to come and grow.
Great. As always, family, we love y'all.
Oh, we love y'all. Big love.
And if you allow Wilson to be your tutor, you do not have to keep learning through experiences.
For sure.
And
before you leave this video, make sure you like this video. Make sure you comment something that you learned today. If you feel safe, comment an experience you've had. Tell us what makes you feel that someone loves you. I would love to hear that in any way, shape, or form. Let me know something that someone does to you to let them know that.
Yep. Turn your post notifications on as well.
Yeah, so every Sunday at 12 noon, we'll be dropping a new video.
Yep. And I'm putting this on the record too. We're going to go live one of these Sundays at 12 o'clock. I don't know when, but be prepared. We're going to post on our LOL with the Dudes page on Instagram. We're going to go live.
Oh, yeah. Follow us on LOL with the Dudes on Instagram as well.
Yep. And we appreciate all you guys.
We love y'all.
We really truly do.
We do.
We do this for you all. And it was a pleasure. We love y'all. Peace.
Peace.